I wish could sit comfortably cross-legged. I never have been my whole life. Very tight, my thighs. Because this is definitely the relaxing way to do a video. So it's been a busy past few days. I'm working on a video about equipography or equipographers. So my question is, are you an equipographer? And that means you use someone that tells stories, that you vlog in a sense, but now the cameras and the audio equipment, lighting, tripods, whatever, that's all part of your story. Because if the cameras, lenses, lighting equipment, all this stuff, if it's part of your stories, then I think, that's what I'm trying to come up with a name for it. Because I think it's more than just vlogging. It's more than just expressing your opinions into a camera and showing what you're interested in. It's about that plus how technology fits into your life. Again, especially cameras and audio equipment and stuff like that. So in the past few days, I've been trying out various cameras to do this with. I have a C100 Mark II, which has been great because it has built-in XLR. So it's actually all come down to this mic, the RE20. And so I thought, we sort of need to do the RE20 because I love how my voice sounds in it. And if you haven't used a large diaphragm microphone like the RE20 or the very popular Shure SM7B, then don't. Because once you use them, it's hard to use anything else. Not that it's not fine. The mics in this little camcorder will be totally fine. You don't know what you're missing, right? So if you do anything with any mic, it's going to be fine because your audience will just take what it is. But it's you. And again, this is part of equipography and being an equipographer. Like, once you know there's a certain quality, it's something that you want to keep. Anyway, so it was good with that camera, but the problem with that camera is that it had, and maybe this is one that's even getting confused, when I put the mic up close, it would start to focus in on the mic. I tried manual, but, that was just kludgy using a tape measure because I move in and out. And then I went to the Panasonic GH6 that I have. That worked well, but I had focus problems. Both cameras actually struggled. A lot of the problem was self-inflicted. I was shooting in like harsh or bright daylight, and all cameras will fail in hard sunlight, in my opinion. Okay, so they just can't deal with the dynamic range. So anyway, I was doing that, and that was probably getting me depressed. And then lugging all the stuff around to do my video, it was just so heavy. So I had to have 2 bags. It's just super heavy. And again, the main culprit is this microphone. It weighs a ton. And I could just use like a Shure SM57 or whatever. I could use another dynamic mic and it'd be good enough, close enough, and maybe I will. But then again, I'm thinking, well, Max, if you don't use the RE20, what's special about you? Why would anybody watch this video? This is the only special thing about the video. You're taking out your RE20. Anyway, I did the GH6 for a while, did the Sony A7S II. That worked well. So they're all fine, but they're all 2.5-pound cameras. And I thought, okay, how about that old Canon Vixia VFM50 or whatever this is? Something 500, sorry. So something 500, M500. What about that? And this camcorder I'm talking, it weighs nothing. So yeah, I was able to put in my little tripod into my bag, the Tascam Portacapture 8.6, which is basically just working as a preamp for this mic. That's all it's really doing. I'm not recording on it. I could. Just recording into the camera. And yeah, so I don't know if I'm going to put what video I've been working on the past couple of days behind what I'm talking about now or not. Maybe, I guess I will. It's just torturous. I just watch it, and as I edit it, it gets worse and worse and more horrible. So I figure, okay, maybe I'll do a video like this beforehand to warn you that it is horrible. But yeah, I mean, I have to put it out because it is the story. I wish I could tell the story better. Why shouldn't the first video that I do on my new phrase for trend, which is just an evolution. I mean, I'm just trying to come up with the word for it. I think we all see that. We all see how there are a lot of storytellers where the cameras are a big part of their story. Well, anyway, I do a video about that, but the video itself is horrible. Anyway, I don't want to blather on anymore. Shooting on the GH6. Again, I think, well, let's see. See the box around
I should have checked the exposure in the histogram. Of course, that's hard in an environment like that. No excuses. But the thing that really gets me in the end, got me in the end, is the focus. So even though I saw the orange box around my head, it went to the tree. And you should know, as you'll see here. Yeah, so you see it can definitely focus when I move my face right into it. And
I think that's good and that's fair.
So now, about to start. So let me start. Get to your point. We're talking about Equipography. Now shooting with the cell phone too.
Other notes. Oh, so I set the mic input from
Look,
line to mic.
it's now going to the tree. Who cares about the cell phone or the tree?
Whenever I go out to shoot a story, photos, videos, audio, etc., I can't help but talk about the equipment I'm using, how it works, might not work.
Let's go outside. I don't like on-camera boom mics.
A couple of things I hate about this Insta360 X2 version.
The day before.
One, sometimes it just stops recording in the middle of something. And I can't figure it out. It's like very intermittent rhyme or reason. The second thing is
the subject is supposed to be Equipography.
It's very hard with this little screen to get into video mode. It's probably easier on the
I can't help but talk about my camera problems.
And maybe I'll upgrade. But anyway, I just wanted to do a quick video to continue on discussion of camography and chemographers.
Early days in thinking about this stuff.
I hope to come up with a different term for it, but that's what I have so far. So a chemographer
Max,
is somebody that tells a story or does a documentary about the world.
You're losing yourself here.
And the camera is part of that story.
The equipment we use and how we use it is always part of the story. Why shouldn't it be? Why shouldn't it be? Everything we do in social media first goes through a camera, microphone. So I'm using the Canon C100 Mark II with the RE20 going into its XLR input, which is why one great thing about these cinema cameras. But the problem I noticed, there doesn't seem to be much here, is that I was going out of focus, that the camera would sometimes look at the microphone, because the box in the C100 Mark II, you can't move it around that focus box. So this led me down a rabbit hole of trying manual focus and a whole bunch of... Oh, this video would be an hour if I go into all the things I was trying. No camera is going to do well in harsh dappled light. What am I thinking? I'm going to wait till we hit a cloud. Are you still with me? Will the script make you stay or make you leave soon or sooner? Whenever I go out to shoot a story, photos, videos, audio, etc., I can't help but talk about the equipment I'm using. How it works, might not work, could work. There are other YouTube filmmakers who do the same thing, millions of them. The equipment we use, how we use it, is always part of the story. Why shouldn't it be? Everything we do in social media first goes through a camera, microphone, computer, and electronic network. For a while, camera and audio equipment kept improving, so there was a divide between those wanting to get new gear and those using it to speak their mind, usual the vlogging stuff. But we've now reached a maturation point where cameras no longer improve significantly. This puts more emphasis on what we do with our current equipment. Cameras have become part of our language, a language added to words, images, audio, and story. But what do we call ourselves? I've come up with the term equipography to describe what we do, and the person doing it is called an equipographer. Again, equipment and writing. Equipography is also an extension of documentary filmmaking. Even if the director has little interest in the equipment, much of the audience does. When I was young, the audience didn't have the same equipment as a documentary filmmaker, or really any filmmaker. Now we do. Now, it's remarkable to me how Jack Conte, the founder of Patreon and other endeavors, notices trends before others do. He started a channel last year called Digital Spaghetti. So, hey Jack, maybe you want to rename it the new Equipography. Most of your guests are equipographers. This is where I really begin to hate myself.
What is the attributes of equipography? The equipment is part of the story.
We have a personal connection to the equipment. The equipment is part of a shared history, how things look and sound. Equipment forms a bond between the audience and shared values like Fuji colors or raw video or road populism. How and why we use certain equipment has a religious-like aspect, for better or worse. We have the Canon Colors Group, the Blackmagic Raw Hardcores, the Sony All I Needs, the Panasonic Color Graders, the Nikon Purists, the Fuji Lovers. Only when one of them wants to try a new look, they sell all their cameras and buy a whole new set. But I think that's not going to happen anymore. We're going to mix and match. Our equipment tells a story. It's as much a part of our lives as anything.